chöba kabati tiri tanda thangbarwa deshana rena ngasa kali kali dina chi kyawra chöba gidi karsore re tese nembeti kya tanda tesne gegdor tangbar tammi mawensa dreshe gyagi chen mato shaks dena yongmar Lojoya sambo pa gyötra shepa tuche tembe chinle yar pege drolor zambe zebarache shabla solvade Om A Guru Vajradhara Suma Timunisha Sanekar Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om A Guru Vajradhara Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Uta Vardanya Shri Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Sumati Munisha Saneka Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Sumati Munisha Saneka Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Om Guru Vajradhara Sumati Munisha Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Dagi Jitsun Lama Tuje Che Nyamda Dala Tuje Siksu So Gebe Shesan Dala Tendo So Uyon Sungi Nawa Tsedo So Solwa Debe Tse Dejen Korlosh Dede Malupa Geme Lunge Drupra Chingelo Soni Saudan Diktun Shape Tse Dunge Namke Yenso Lekshu Labchen Soni Yonso Tsopadan Chera Nyetun Chanwara Chingelo Chancho Parge Ninsen Tuguntu Niu Peme Siudro Lekshune Chancho Drube Gegen Kunshishi Tungen Dela Drubra Chingelo Darge Lona Chola Chokpada Chemin Samjor Ngemba Shiwada Chedan Tumbe Dede Malupa Beme Lunge Drubra Tamche dan dechi pardo nekav tamche to rese kyamne lama kele me tulche chingi dala sikso so gongyab dreve nyamda dachala chetsun la me tuche rab gong kodan sungi nawa dral me tu nyamso nyongwe kesan top kewa kundu yanda lama dan drame cheki pela longche chi Opa nyurto sho pakyuke kudan da gelu pakyuke sundan da pakyuke tukdan da geyi ten yerme çıktı çingelo makyuke kudan makyuke sundan da yerme çıktı çingelo Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakya Muni Shakyamuni Swaha Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakya Swaha. Buonasera.
Good evening. When I concluded the Tara retreat that I talked about earlier, and I went to my master, Geshe Thupte Rinchen, I went to him, and the first question he asked me was, were you on retreat? Did you do the retreat? And I said, yes. I said, yes. And he said, but were you on retreat? I said, yes, I did all the mantras I was supposed to do. I didn't see anyone for 9 days. I followed all the sessions on the right time. And then he asked me again, but were you on retreat? Or was your mind wandering around the world? So the word retreat in Tibetan, we say tsam, which literally means boundary. It means to give boundaries to our distractions, to the objects of interactions, limit our interactions, to be able to give more emphasis, to have more space to do something else. You can do a retreat for study, to memorize. You can, if you take away all other distractions and you do only one thing, you're in retreat. You're on a retreat. So when we choose with awareness to take time and space in our lives, normally we're very, very taken by many activities. So giving a limit, giving boundaries, setting boundaries, gives us the opportunity to limit the amount of distractions that we have and fill it up with something else through a process of familiarization. So now in this case, we are going to fill up our space with the practice of Tara Cittamani. During these days, we will do 4 sessions. Traditionally, there are 4 sessions. We won't do exactly as is supposed to be done traditionally. Also because if we force too much, or if it becomes too tiresome, then it's counterproductive. Normally the 4 sessions are like this. The first one begins 2 or 3 hours before dawn, and you finish the first session just before dawn, where just the light of dawn is coming, but the sun is not up yet. And then the second one is when the sun is up, but before noon. And the third one traditionally is after noon, and it ends before the sunset. And the fourth after sunset, and it ends before the first part of the night, dividing the night into 4 parts. So traditionally it's like this. Also, it's said that ideally, saying during this time of dawn and also noon and midnight, and also sunset at dusk, there's more energy and more imbalance. So it says it's they say it's not the best time to meditate. So before dawn, after dawn, before noon, after noon, before dusk, after dusk, and then receive these energetic changes between dawn and the day and dusk and night. But just traditionally, that's how it's done. And those little by little, when you have your own, you can have your own experience in a joyous way. Shouldn't be tiresome. It's saying that the best time to meditate should be the 2 hours before dawn, where there's a particular energy that is beneficial for meditating. So when we do a retreat, we do a minimum of 1 session and maximum 4. So we take a period and we dedicate that period to the practice. There are many, many things that we could say and explain, but it's not the right time to explain everything. We can in another time, maybe a whole weekend, like a manual for a retreat. But now is the time to actually go on retreat, to begin this retreat. And we will learn by doing. I learned like this. So today we will do the first session. It'll be a little bit longer than the other evening sessions because we have to do a complete session. We'll recite it a little more quickly. And then in the other sessions, it will be more, we'll do it with a little more slowly. I'm still seeing, but I think that in the morning we will also look at meditation on breathing exercises, and we will get emphasis to the Guru Yoga. And the second one, we will do the sadhana in Tibetan. In the third one, I'd like to do the sadhana with the translation. So a little bit is guided, so giving support to the visualizations. And the last session, we will do it with the recitation, the offering of the tormas, etc. And that will be in Tibetan, just to give us the possibility to deepen our understanding. So instead of being like the race to finish our mantras, let's use this as an opportunity to get close to the practice, to understand better, to experience, and little by little create more familiarity. This is what's important. Okay? Let's try to allow ourselves now that we'll do the preparation. There are some things that need to be done, and for the purpose of taking away our distractions and our worries. So even when we create this Vajra fence, this Vajra protection, it's to say, I'm here, and whatever happens out there doesn't touch me. We're talking about a week. We're not talking about a 3-year retreat. So in these days, don't read the news. Try to have as little external information as possible. Recite the mantra of Tara. If you need to do a certain job, okay, but let's try to stay centered and concentrated. Something practical within this retreat space. It's a sacred space, and there are some rules, some guidelines for, let's say, guidelines of conduct that will help us. The first, and it's not written anywhere, but I'll tell you, the cell phone is prohibited for different reasons, and it's not the time to go on, but it seems very obvious. The last time we had put a box outside, we put a box outside for people to leave their cell phone, but now I say don't even bring it. And if you have it, don't put it on airplane mode or silence. Just turn it off if by chance you have it, because it changes. The relationship that we have with the cell phone really changes. Maybe we have it there, and if it vibrates, no, turn it off completely. Let's just take this courageous step. Nothing's going to happen. Generally speaking, during sessions, traditionally, there are 5 things that one should not do, generally speaking. One should not get up. One shouldn't lie down. Speak. One shouldn't eat. And one shouldn't drink. These are the 5 things that theoretically one should avoid during the session. When one is reciting the mantra, concentrated, one is doing that, because all those other things create distraction. If someone during the session needs desperately to go to the bathroom and can't hold it, get up, make 3 prostrations, go out silently, and then come back in, make 3 prostrations, and sit down. But when we're here inside, let's try to enter silently, go out silently. Be someone who wants to stay here to recite more mantra. She needs to stay concentrated. Lama Ganchen had asked initially the path that goes from here to the center with all the bas-reliefs, this Via Shambhala, that should be a silent zone. You can start speaking when you get to the other side of the path. So if, at least during retreat, let's try to maintain this. So we don't walk out already chatting. We leave quietly. We arrive in quiet, also out of respect for others. If there's something we need to say it in another moment. Because if you come for this session and I come and tell you 3 different things, those 3 things are going to just go round and round in your mind during the session. I'm not saying that we should take a vow of silence, but don't say anything that is unnecessary. This will help us. So as we're here, try not to get up unless it's absolutely necessary. Drinking a little bit is okay. If your mouth is too dry, just a couple of drops of water is fine. But it's not it's not a bar where you prepare yourself an herbal tea, or this is for the good of everyone and for yourself too. For those who have difficulty for the recitation in Tibetan, you can read the translation and focus on the meaning, or you can also just stay silent. You can stay quiet, reciting mantra by yourself. For the mantra recitation, at the beginning it seems harder, but day after day, when doing the sadhana, there's a very beautiful process. One needs to have that experience, but it becomes easier and much more pleasant. So another guideline for good behavior is to respect the time. So we begin on time, and once we've begun, we close the doors, because if you arrive late, then you've missed. There is an alternative, but we're not going to apply it here. When there's a retreat with a closed number of people, when the actual session, it does not begin until everyone has arrived. That we're not going to apply that rule here, but please be on time. Otherwise, you'll remain outside. Today we will do something there. We'll do the preparation, and there are a few passages that are a little bit different, dedicated specifically to the beginning of the retreat. So instead of reciting together, I will recite and I will give you some ideas regarding the visualizations as we did during the empowerment, similar to the empowerment. So let's take the sadhana. We're on page 28. And over these days, I'll try to give some more explanation the of the sadhana. I invite you also to read it at home, create familiarity with it. Then there's no anxiety if you're not able to understand something. So little by little, we create familiarity with the practice.
namke tada nyambe simchen tamche tudine sonde jise chanchu ningbo la chigi par pande lama tamba namla kyapsu chiwo zobe sange chumdende namla kyapsu chiwo tambe che namla kyapsu chiwo pape gendu namla kyapsu chiwo dadan rowa namge tada nyampe simchen tamche tudine sonde jise jan chigi pardo pande lama tamba namla kyapsu chiwo zobe sange chumdende namla kyapsu chiwo tambe che namla kyapsu chiwo pape gendu kyapsu chiwo sange che dan soge cho namla chancho pardo da dagi jinso gibe sonam ki drola pinchira sange drubra sho sange che dan soge cho nam chancho pardo dani kyapsu chi dagi jinso gibe son drola pinchira sange drubra sho sange che dan soge cho namla drola pinchira sange drupara sho nil Buddha
In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment. With the practice of generosity and the other perfections, may I obtain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings.
chegi tundu nyurwa yanda pra zobe sange gi kopan rimbo che chine kyan topra cha te chitu jitsu ma pa ma drum nel jura nyamsu langwara ki wo simchen tamchen dewa dan dempe Dembra kyur chi simchen tamche dunga dan dunga gi gyudan chawara kyur chi simchen tamche dunga mepe dewa dan mi chewara kyur chi simchen tamche nyerin chat tangnyom la ne para kyur chi possano tutti
May all living beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all living beings be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May all living beings never be separated from bliss that is without suffering. And may all living beings abide in equanimity, free from hatred and attachment. There's a request. Now we make the request to the close lineage gurus.
gyalkun trinle nyingbo chi yidro joge lhamu kurtempa sishi jikpa kundro jetsu mara solwa deso choktu ngodro tso losan gyawe sabke tamche ki terzo wanjo gegi sarshepa pame jesson karge wangbola sowa deso choktu ngodro tso lodro tsaten kesan yadala Lekcha shedro tempe singaro ngodro dojo yongde wambola solwa deso chokto ngodro tso sabse yeshe laptre matre long kanto gyatso kile namshegyo bebke kyabda denche wambola solwa deso chokto ngodro tso ngawa lundo rinchen terzo tu tsutrim jorwe drola mindrogi dogu charbe sambe wangbo la solwa deso choktu ngodru tso lodro sambo chindun dongagi tupten yongla sibe ngotsaratam Sangzo dorje zimbe wangbo la solwa deso choktu ngodru tso ngawan champe ningpo gele ten minu zimbe namdren gyatsen cho shabdron tamba drube wangbo la solwa deso choktu ngawa losan champe yangni gi tembe nimbo zinla datril ching ngodru charbe drube wangju la solwa deso choktu ngodru tso chamse kemba losan gyalwa ye tembe nimbo zimbe pelgyuru ching trinle gyatso trinchen lama la solwa deso choktu ngodru tso Losan gyalwa kunge yeshe ni chikto trime gyalten zimbetso Ramjan kilgora gyatso chodug solwa deso choktu ngodru tso locho sambo pagyotra Peche drolo zambe zebrache pan deso choktu ngodru tso dedra lhadan lame chinugi Tumo lamge rangyo lekjane samla rimni tokpa ngongyurute Songjo pame ranshe nyurdon sho terma sonyan chiwra ngonjotse Shilam tongshe sekpe lamge tar Nyurlam gyuwo songge trulkorgi dushe dratso drungne chimbra sho kewa kunto yanda lama Drame cheke pela longche ching Dorje change kopa nyurto shoya.
At our crown chakra, there is Guru Buddha. At his heart, at our crown, there is our root guru, and at his heart, there is Aryatara. To Guru Buddha Aryatara, we prostrate and we make offerings. We openly admit our mistakes. We rejoice for the virtuous actions. And we ask to be guided. We ask for them to remain and guide us with the Dharma, to give us their blessings. From the 5 chakras, light waves emanate, which absorb into our respective chakras.
Tukche terchen gyayun rumada yerme trinchen tsawe lamani kudo karmar tsembe langsurde chaye choche dorche pekaradang yembe tribu dangche pema kara tsembe chuge nyente damage chogo sumso serdo penshedze dorje kiltrun woguru vunashu tukara lakpe lamo margedo chaye choche yembe utapal kuncho sumso chage tukaratsi darda rinche genge tsepalo yekyan yongo vaguro vishupe tukra tamye chango veserabara semba sumge danyi chingirupe nengar a honda sohetse nando yeshe rana riksetse tuge vege kyamne malupa chendra timpe kundu danyi gyur chitso norbu chancho pardushu gosungube yigi chatselo Mosha yitru chopa malubu tome nesa dikton tamchesha kebra gewa kunla jeira sabchin gachen chokro kortoso dashen gewa chancho chemboro ngo tukra tinzen sembe takoroto ige chupe ngagi korwara kyur omotare tutare ture svoha om tare tutare ture som 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 tare Omo tare tu tare tu resum 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 tare Omo tare tu tare tu resum tare tu tare tu resum tare Tare tuttare ture soha Oma Guru Vajradhara Sumati Munisha Sanekar Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum Oma Guru Vajradhara Sumati Munisha Sanekar. Oma Guru Vajradhara Sumati Munisha Sane Karma Uta Vardanya Shri Bhadra Varsa Manya Sarva Siddhi Hum.
The the light rays, a white, red, and blue in color, emanate from its yellow and green. They emanate from the 5 chakras and absorb into our 5 chakras. Guru Buddha Aryatara it becomes as small as a thumb, comes towards us, enters through our central channel, and stays at our heart on a lotus flower.
Larian soha nile na tsobe trete rangi nengara timbale wanshe topchin kushi drumnu sha panden tsawe lama rimboche dagi tesh modro tse do so rangi ke chige jetso ma pama drume kuru shempara kyo Omo benza amrita kundrali hana hana hompe Omo sobhava shuddha sarva dharma sobhava shuddha Tomba nito gyuru tombe ngale yamle lon ramle me Ale yeshegi kabala yanshingya chewa nangto shanga dutsi nga Shuale jungwe yeshegi dutsi gyatso chembor kyur Omo ahum, Omo ahum, Omo ahum, Omo benza amrita, kundrali hana hana hompe, Omo sobhava shuddha sarva dharma sobhava shuddha, Tomba nitu gyuru tombe ngale kamle tebe nunamge nantu honle cheze nam rangshin tongni namba cheze soso namba chen Chele wampo drugi choyo tu sakpa mebe dewa kebra terwa rakyur Omo argam ahun, omo padyam ahun, omo benza pushbe ahun, omo benza dube ahun Omo benza aloke ahun, omo benza gende ahun, omo benza nevidye ahun, omo benza shabda ahun Adesso
Now, this is only for now. This is the blessing of the vase to then purify the place of the retreat. So the interferences then they become eliminated by the emptiness. A white vase arises. All the right characteristics within the vase. Imagine that there's a syllable, a dark blue hum on top of a moon disk, and this dark blue hum transforms into the protector and go into the 10 directions, asking for the blessings. They come back, they reabsorb into the vase. And then Trovodutsi Kilwa becomes inseparable from the wisdom beings. And then we do the mantra of the protector, Amrita Kundali. And then afterwards, Amrita Kundali dissolves into light, which dissolves into the water that then blesses the vase water.
Pumba tomba nido kyo tombe ngale bamle jungwe rinpoche pumba karbo teba chewa rinpa rinwa chu jangwa la soba tseni tamche dan tembe yonso zop lazele go laze ki kwe ki gu o laze ki kwe ki gulpa tri shen pasangi shingi ka gen chu dan pa gen chu dan chu ki kangwe nangto pumcho ten nime king kora la nebe. All'interno del vaso c'è un mandala.
Within the vase, there is a sun disk on which around the syllable Hum, there's the mantra Om Benza Amrita Kundali Hana Hana Hum Pe. The mantra is arranged in the clockwise directions, emanating lights and nectars in the 10 directions, making offerings to all the holy beings. These light rays then reabsorb into the mantra. Then the mantra itself overflows with the light, and this light falls into the water. So let's recite together.
Kundrali hana hana hompe om benza amrita kundrali hana hana hompe omo benza amrita kundrali hana hana hompe om benza amrita kundrali hana hana hompe om benza amrit kundrali hana hana hompe om benza amrita kundrali hana hompe om benza amrita kundrali hana om benza amrita kundrali Om Benzamrita Kundaliana no 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 Benzamrita Kundaliana Om Benzamrita Kundaliana Hana Hana Hompe Omo Benza Amrita Kundrali Hana Hana Hompe.
The mantra garland dissolves into light and then dissolves into the waste water. Now we make the offering to the beings of the land, all of the beings of nature who live here, who live in the ground, in the waters, in the trees, all the beings that surround us who live here, we make an offering as a sign of friendship, saying, I want to do a retreat here. I respect you. I am here in this place. I take act of your presence. We're friends. To not create any kind of tension among us, especially during retreat. So we direct your mind there.
Tombe ngale jumle rinpoche ne yanshin kya chewa namgina do om le torma tanshe toba meba yeshe ki dute kya so chimbur gyoro ma hung Om ahon namo sarvatata gata avalokite om sambara hum 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 Chomden de deshin sheba gyavarin che mala cha selo deshin sheba sose dam bala cha selo deshin sheba ku chamle la cha selo deshin sheba jikpa tamche da trawe la la cha selo Punzo de yonga dempe duze gyazo torma de karbo chola gawa ye lala o yula shida namla bu shene runga maze para dongro ne bu sambro zo dagi sambe topdani tishin shebe chindo dan chugi ingi tanam ki tunda kanda sambo Teta tamche chire pa tokpa me para chungyuru chi. Adesso
Now we will do what is called the offering to eliminate interferences, the gektor. So we concentrate onto any interference that could be an external, internal, or secret interference. Mostly the internal interferences are our fears, our anxiety, our uncertainties, our jealousy, our envy, our distracted minds, our anxious minds, any mental state that could be an interference. Imagine that is now it's completely eliminated, taken far away. The analogy that is given, we imagine many like a flock of birds together, and then when the big eagle comes and then they just scatter, they fly away. At the beginning, we will ask these interferences to leave in kindly, and then the second time we say, "Oh no, it's better if you leave," and then the third time we actually force them, those who have not yet left.
so paktu meba dungi namkara chen Omo benza makro daranza sabari ware samaya za Ho yeshe kabe meda barwe mare debe mungan tamche se shedan shinche jikba tamche cho Pawo chimbo pazen taba chen lodren simbo tanu drado wa ripe gyabo drowo shukso tse Lodren duwe le tu chinre na drowe tenchir chogi shek so so Omo benzama kranda ranza sapari ware ehya hi prawara se karam argam pratitsa hun soha pema kama la yestam Omo benzama kranda ranza sapari ware argam padyen pushpe dube aloke gende nevidye Shapta pratisha hun soha Omo benzama kranda ranza sapari ware omo ahum Chönyi tomba nime ngani le jikten chebe tsuya mi ponshin tabla kebe jikten kurten pa chochen barwe tsola cha tselo yeshe shiwe ngale ma yo kyan kuye chalo sanje nganda chen sungi ngaro chukta tongwe tra malo wangto dula cha tselo labe yeshe robe tunzo chin dikbe tsuncha nazo chana nyomon Omo benza amrita kundali hana hana hompe Omo sabava shuddha sarva dharma sabava shuddha Tomba nitu kyur tompe ngale omla rinpoche no yashiga chewa namke nato geki torma sapa mebe yeshiki duzi gyaso chembor gyur oma hum Omo ahum Oma karamuka sarva dharma dhyena benatute Omo ahum peso Oma karamuka sarva dharma dhyena benatute Omo ahum peso Oma karamuka sarva dharma dhyena benatute Omo ahum peso ham Rangi tuke tamle vesere Nyendru chavala pardu che be gege tsonam dun la kukpar kyur Dun la kukpar kyur Omo sarva bine namo sarva tathagata bayo bisho mukebye sarvate kam ugate sparana hema kangana grihantam balintaye svoha. Eliminiamo le interferenze.
We eliminate the interferences peacefully.
Namo sarva tathagata bayo bisho Omo sarva bigne namo sarva tathagata bayo bisho mukebye sarvate kam ugate sparana hema kangana grihantam balintaye svoha. Omo sarva bigne namo sarva tathagata bayo bisho mukebye sarvate kamyu gatesparana hima kankanam grihantam balintaye svoha. Eliminiamo le
We eliminate the interferences in a peaceful, irate way.
Omo sumbani sumba ongriana griana griana paya anaya ho bhagava bindya ranja humpe Omo sumbani sumba ongriana griana griana paya anaya ho bhagava bindya ranja humpe Hung kingura chimbo sashe lane pe lala sobe gekzo kunyun chim Nganye ne dire nyendro samche kenam dile shindu trovaragi kalte ngaye kale daje na yeshe chinge dorje barwayi govo tselpa gyarni ke gyureshi gegnam lakpara gyurwe demi sam Namo Jesun Savadam Kyubara Chebe Pande Lama Tamba Namke Dempadam Yidam Lazo Kordan Cheba Namke Dempadam Sankedan Chancho Semba Namke Dempadam Niran Chokyon We Suma Namke Dempadam Kebra Toya Jetsuma Pama Drama Lazo Kordan Cheba Namke Dempadam Dembe Tula Tene Nindro Samo Cheba La Pardo Chebe Tsombe Gege Tsom Kanyimba Tamche Torma Di Tsimbra Ge La Rara Soso Neso Sonshi Kate Midrona Drovo Yesheki Dorje Rabtu Barwe Govo tselpa gyarne gyurva temi sa Omo sumbani hum griana paya Anaya ho bhagava bindya ranja hompe Omo sumbani hum griana paya Anaya ho bhagava bindya ranja hompe Omo sumbani hum griana paya Anaya ho bhagava bindya ranja hompe Omo benza amrita kundali hana hana umpe benza amrita kundali hana Omo benza amrita kundali hana hana umpe benza amrita kundali hana hana umpe benza amrita kundali hana Omo benza amrita kundali hana hana umpe
We generate the clear intention to stay during this period in retreat from our heart, from the syllable tam at our heart. Light rays emanate and surround us and they create a protection wheel, and we are within this protection wheel. We're protected by this protection wheel. So anyone we will need to see, have contact with, perhaps a doctor, someone in the family, or people that we'll need to interact with, we there we put them inside, and we create a kind of we create this protection wheel as big as the space where we need to go. So it can be as big as the center, as big as Albagnano, to Bay, to Intra, so that you give also a limit to yourself. And so what do you put inside? So here's the time to take the commitment. If you're going to use your cell phone or not, what kind of information do you want to have access to, what kind of boundaries do you want to give yourself. And so here we'll make a distinction between what's inside and what's outside. So visualize that from your heart, from the Tam light rays emanate and create this protection around you, like a light, a barrier of light, and every particle of light is like a Vajra. So all the interferences, they cannot enter, only the blessings can enter.
Lare meri dan chebe parza meba yonsu korwa namba tamche tu gek dang chalwar kyur. Om benzara kyara kyom 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 benzara kyara Omo benzara kyara kyom 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 Omo benzara kyara Omo benzara kyara.
We will now bless the place where we are seated. We bless our seat. We are in the mudra of Akshobhya. The left is in the meditative concentration. The right is in the mudra of meditative stability. We remember the example of Buddha Shakyamuni, who stayed meditating until he reached enlightenment. We want to follow his example to be able to transform our mind. We dedicate so that there is, we dedicate for stability in our meditation. And this place where we're seated, this Vajra seat, is stable. And it's like one solid piece that goes all the way to the center of the earth, as if it were a house with a very, very, very profound foundation. So where we're seated is a stable place, directly in contact with the stable earth. We remember the example of Buddha Shakyamuni, who reached enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, with this strong commitment and desire to reach enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. Repeat after me.
Benza asana Hum Swoha Omo A 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 Benza asana Hum Swoha Omo benza asana hon soha. Adesso
And now we want to eliminate all any interference. Imagine any kind of energetic block or interference around us. Imagine that it's completely eliminated. So there's Amrita Kundali, the protector, who has emanated from the syllable Tam at our heart and can eliminate any kind of tension or energetic block. Here in this place where we will be on retreat, we can recite together.
Om benza amrita kundali hana hana hompe. 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 Om benza amrita kundali hana hana hompe.
At our crown chakra, there is a white Om from which comes a white Dharma wheel marked by Om. At our throat, there is a red Ah that transforms into a red lotus flower marked by Ah. From our heart, from a blue Hum comes a blue Vajra marked by Hum, representing our body, speech, and mind, inseparable from the body, speech, and mind of every Buddha.
Tukra hunle dorjeng ombo tewara hunge tsempara kyur. Omo ahung, omo ahung, omo ahung.
From the three syllables at our crown, throat, and heart, light rays emanate into the 10 directions, going to all the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, asking for their blessings of body, speech, and mind, and innumerable manifestations. The blessings come towards us and absorb into our crown, Vairochana emanations at our crown, our Amitabha at our throat, and Akshobhya at our heart, bringing us the blessings of body, speech, and mind.
Rangi ne sumto timbe goson dorje sumge danye to chinge la par kyo. Danye to chinge la par kyo. Una volta ancora.
Once again, from our heart, light rays emanate, creating the protection wheel, and we concentrate once again on what we want to put inside and what we want to leave outside, so that all interferences and distractions stay outside of this sacred space that we're creating during this retreat. And this sacred space doesn't make reference only to a physical space, but this energetic space that we create so that we can have the right energy to stay concentrated and to respect this sacred space. one respects the correct guidelines within the Gompa, create some rules for oneself, and so that we can keep this space sacred. So we arrive on time, we don't have our cell phone, etc. So once again, we focus on this a protection wheel. So from our heart, from the syllable tam, light rays go into the 10 directions, creating this protection around us like a barrier of light made up of minuscule vajras like diamonds. So the blessings can come inside, but the negativities cannot.
Parzame bara yonsu korwa nama tamche tu gekdan chalwar kyur omo benzara kyara kyom 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 benzara kyara omo benzara kyara kyom 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 benzara kyara omo benza waka omo benza kaya waka chita sarva Rakya 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 Rakya
Now we go back to the sadhana. So we've concluded this part of preparation. Now we go to the sadhana. We will do it a little more quickly this evening, but then in the next days we will not go as fast. So we now invite the frontal generation of Aryatara, create a positive karmic force, eliminate negative force. We're on page 44.
Jetsu Marasewe Tugra Daden La Nebe Tamyele Vesre Aran Shinge Nene Lama Da Niso Mebe Jetsu Mala Sange Dan Janjos Soge Korwara Chen Rang Kange Tringe Dejene Keche Chinye Topgurwa Lama Rinchen Taboy Dorje Chen Shapela Du Dage Tsera Ngone Drubela Tuson Sange Kunge Trinlema Mwenja Sheche Chanye Alo Omo Guru Aryatare Sapare Vare Argam Padyam Pushbe Dube Aloke Gende Nevidye Shabta Pratishta Soha Kunjo Sumla Da Gyabche Dikpa Tamche Sosrosha Drove Gela Jira Sange Chancho Yige Sum Sangye Chodan Socho La Chancho Pardo Da Gyabche Ranshin Tene Rabdro Chir Chancho Simni Kebragi Chancho Choge Simni Kegene Simchen Tamche Dagi Drundu Nire Chancho Chocho Yiwon Chebragi Drola Pinchre Sangye Dru Parasho Simchen Tamche Dewa Dan Dewe Gyudan Dembrag Simchen Tamche Dunga Dan Dunga Gi Gyudan Trawara Gyurje Simchen Tamche Dunga Mepe Dewa Dan Mi Trawara Gyurje Simchen Tamche Nyerin Nidan Rewe Tang Nyomla Ne Parakyurchi
Aryatara in front of us dissolves into light and absolves into me, into us. In an instant, we lose contact with the world around us. Everything dissolves into light. From the union of bliss and emptiness, the universe arises, and we arise too within the mandala of Aryatara, an extremely beautiful place surrounded by mountains and rivers and forests, where every sound of the nature, like birds, songs, is a manifestation of pure Dharma. So, a from we transform into we transform in the complete aspect of Aryatara, from the Pam and then the Tam.
Tele vesre chö teni che du yonso gyobale utpala ngombo tamge tsemba shikdo gyur te vedu shuvale rani je soma kodo marke ge danje shindo jangwala shiche chanyi ma shishin zumba nanu raba chichen so chebala utpala dan rinpo che gen tume genba chingyo rinche dumba chaye che jenda yon tokara kunjo sumso ge chagya che nige utpal ngombo re re tsemba numa burchinge bar rinpo che gen tamje ge genba tarnazo ge naza che Shabye Kenshi Yong Gumbe Dawe Gebyen Chen, Tenda Peje Tamje Sela Yong So Zoba Gyura Te Chiboroku Dorjeng Ovo, Om Karbo Trimba Son Dorjeng Ovo, Am, Tukartu Dorjeng Ovo, Hong Om Po. Al nostro capo.
At our crown, there's a white Om. At our throat, there's a red Ah, and our heart is a blue Hum. From the Tam inside the blue Hum, from that Tam, light rays emanate, inviting Tara and other wisdom beings to come here. The light rays from our heart invite Aryatara together with her retinue, the 21 Taras, to come here.
Pepa mege ula gen tu son sange trinle ma rolma korche sheksu hadan lami chupenge shabge pemola tute pomba kunle donze ma droma yumla chatse alo Chetsum pama drama dan chokchu tu sum shukpa ye gyawa seje tamche la Kune dangwe chagiwe meto dukpo marmetre shase romo la sopa Musha yigi trune bu pame tsonam sheso so Toma mene tade bara mige chudan tsangmenga Simni nyomo wangyurpe Dikpa tamche shabragi nindo rangya janju sen Soso kewo la sope Tusum gewa chisape sonam lani dairam Simje namge samba dan loyi chedra chitawar Chechon tumo tekpa ye chuge korlo korto so Korwa jise madon bara nyange mida tukje ye Dunge gyatso chingwa ye simje namla sikso so Dagi sonam chisapa tamche chancho gyurgyurne Ribon mitu drowa ye Drembe petu da gyurchi Rendiamo male
We make praise to the 21 Taras.
Karma tonra tsoba namge rabdu chewe urabar Chaze semo chune ke ge peme chani namrage Jimba tsundro kadubshi wa seba samden chuyoni Chaze deshin shebe tsu tor taye namra gyawa che Paro jimba tepe gyawe seki shindo te ma Chaze tutara hongye ge dedan chedan namka Jikden dumbo shabginende lupa mepa gupa numa chaze gyaji mela tsamba longla nazo wanjo che chaze dreche chadam peki paro chuko rabdu jom yegun yongyan shabginende mepa drupa shindu bar chaze ture jikpa chembo dugi pawo nambraje Chuke shani dronir denze drawo tamche malusma chaze kunjo sumso chage sormo tuga nambrage malu chuki korlo gembe rangi wegi tsonandruma chaze rab tuga wajikbe ugi trewa Dudan jikne wandu tsema chaze sashi kyonwe tso nam tamche guba numan Gemba tamche shindu bar, rabe druna waba mele taba shindu voratse, chatse kape tameme tar barwe drewe unanem, yekya yungo kune korge drai pungni nambrajama, chatse sashi ngola chagi, tilgi nujin shabgi duma, dronye chenze yige honge, rimba dumbo namnige. Nyange deshin chuyo ni ma soam da yang dan dem Chatse kune koraga we drai luni nambrage ma Ige chube ngani pe riba hunle dromani ma Chatse ture shamni da pe hungi nambe sabe ni ma Rira mandara dambi je jigde sumna yongwani ma Chatse lai tsoi nam pe rida takche chana nang ma Tara nijo peke yige tuna malu pani se ma Chatse lai tsonam gyalpo lada miyam chite Kune koja gawa jige tsoda milang embase ma Chatse nima dawa gepe cheni pola ora se ma Hara nijo tutara i shintu chakpo rimne se ma Chaze deni sumnan köpe shive tuda yandan dema Chomba ture rabjo nima Sawe ngagi töpa dida Chaze wani nishu tsachi Namo Arya Tareya Ok, questo domani Omo benza bumi ahon wanje serge sashi Om benza reke ahon chichari koryogi korwe vusori gyabori rab Shar lupa pol ho tsamboli nu palanche chandramini Luda lupa ngayab shin yunden da lamche dru Drami nyendan drami nyingi da shartu langpo rimpoche Lor kimda rimpoche nuptu ta rimpoche Chantu tsomo rimpoche Sharlu makpun rimpoche Lonu tu korlo rimpoche Nupchantu norbu rimpoche Chanshatu terchen böyi pumba Nangi shartu nyema nuptu dawa Da she lunga yison longcho tusum getso che Rinche mendre sambo kunsan chepe tso chepa loye lang Lama yidang kuncho sun labul Tuje wange shene dala chingi lab tu sol Sa shipe ke cho she me to Tamare rabalingashi Empadi sangue Ulawarki drokununam da Shin la che Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami Tusuma Deshe Kebe Yuma Jetsun Toje Tercheme Dage Diktriba Chanto So Kema Arya Tarema She Sowa Tabe Chayun Kyabjenge Chagya Zebe Sinzo Neve Karbu Pugu Choso Tsamashi Narge Chungwe Range Chiwo Tsambe Pukra Shube Nane Duze Karbu Eme Gyun Tabu Kya Chil Chil Bab Luge Nan Tamche Kangwe Dite Nyedun Trime Tso Tamche Chanshe Dang Lushe Kong Ya Takpa Tabur Kyu Dal dito anulare della mano
From the ring finger of Aryatara, the frontal generation, comes a flow of nectar that comes into our crown and fills up our body. Every part of our body becomes full of nectar. Our body becomes light and transparent, free from any negativity, transparent and light, full of light. The 21 taras absorb into the central tara, who then absorbs into us. We become inseparable from the wisdom beings. We invite the 5 great mothers, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, to concede the empowerment. The mothers pour water, filling up our body with filling up our body and creating a great sense of bliss, and the excess water overflows our head.
Nevidye Shabda Pratishthaye Soha Kenam Gi Dalang Ombar Wangurdu So She Sowa Tabe Tenangi Yeshigi Duse Kame Pumbatone Omo Sarvatata Gata Abhishengate Samaya Shiriye She Duse Chu Wangur Kokan Trimata Chu Lama Chitsutuchki Wale Lama Weba Miki Ugenchi Wangel Hanam Kyan Danye La Timpar Kyu
The 5 Dhyani Buddhas and the 5 great mothers absorb into us. We become inseparable from them.
Omo Sobawa Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sobawa Shuddho Han Tomba Nito Gyur Tombe Ngale Kamle Tebe Nunam Gena Tu Hunle Cheze Nam Ranshi Tongne Namba Cheze Soso Namba Chen Chele Wambo Drugi Choyoto Saba Mebe Dewa Kebra Chen Kewara Tewara Gyur Omo Argam Ahon Omo Padyam Ah Omo Benza Pushbe Ahon Omo Benza Dube Ah Omo benza aloke ahon, omo benza gende ah, omo benza nevidye ah, omo benza shabda ah.
We make offerings. The offering deities arise from our heart, bringing us and coming back and making the offerings to us as Aryatara. And we experience a deep sense of bliss, where we realize that everything that lacks inherent existence.
Omo Aryatare Sapare Vare Padyen Pratishtaye Svoha Om Aryatare Sapare Vare Pushbe Pratishtaye Svoha Omo Aryatare Sapare Vare Dube Pratishtaye Svoha Omo Aryatare Sapare Vare Aloke Pratishtaye Svoha Omo Aryatare Sapariware Gende Pratishaye Svoha Omo Aryatare Sapariware Nividye Pratishaye Svoha Omo Aryatare Sapariware Shabda Pratishaye Omo Aryatare Sapariware Omo Ahum Dagi Tseraba Ngane Drupela Tuson Sange Kunge Trinlema Munja Shichi Chani Nyurshima Yungyur Utpa Namla Chatsela Tu Al nostro
At our crown chakra, there's a lotus flower with 32 petals, at the center of which is a white tam. So, so at our crown, there is a white tara surrounded by 32 white taras. At our throat, from a red tam comes a red lotus flower. So there's a red tara surrounded by 16 red taras. At our heart, there's from a blue tam arises a blue lotus flower with 8 petals, on top of which there is a blue tara surrounded by 8 blue taras, and at our similarly at our navel there is a yellow rises a yellow tara surrounded by 64 yellow taras, and our secret chakra there is a green tara surrounded by 32 green taras. You can read the description in the sadhana. At our heart chakra, from the blue tara at our heart, there is a crystal base, on top of which there is a green tam syllable, around which the mantra Om Taretu Tareture Soha is displayed. From the syllables of the mantras, light rays emanate and go into the 10 directions, making offerings to all the sacred beings, asking for their blessings. The blessings of every Buddha, Bodhisattva, they come from these 10 directions like a wisdom rain in the form of the emanations of Tara, and in light and nectar. It comes towards us and fills up our entire body. And each emanation absorbs into us. Once again, countless these light rays from all of our 5 chakras, they go to all beings. These taras absorb into each sentient being, purifying them of their negative karma and developing their qualities so they transform into tara. The emanation comes back and reabsorbs into us.
go Nabu Yebanetro, Simja Shedan Chanamki Shedajan, Chawa, Chuki Ingi Yeshelako, Mikobe, Kobangondo Jet, Romango Korgo, and Agita Robago, and Letrubel, and Sur de Teganinga Lalatim. Chiebe, Jetumale Randa Pado Mebatros, Jetimogenum Getimojam, Melontabo Yeshelako, Nabanate, Kobangondo Jet, Romakamo Korgo, and Agita Robago, and Letrubel, and Sur de Chivola Latim, Tevejesumale, Randa Pado Meba, Simja Senaja, Senajanum Gesenajan, Yambanigi Yeshelako, Rejuden Kobangondo Jet, Romasemo Korgo, and Agita Robago, and Letrubel, and Sur de Tevela Latin, Tribejesumale, Randa Pado Mebatros, Simja Dejanum Getajan, Sosortobe Yeshelako, Obamiki Kobangondo Jet, Romamo Korgo, and Agita Robago, and Letrubel, and Sur de Trimbella Latin, Saniki Jetumale, Randa Pado Mebatros, Simjeta, Chanum Getato Jan, Chawa Trube Yeshelako, Trube Kobangondo Jet, Romajango Korgo, and Agita Robago, and Letrubel, and Sur de Saniki Latim. De Trala, Tamjaringa Jetuma Gurwanam King, Agita Drog Par Q. Prima di fare.
This is the visualization and the recitation of the mantra. We'll there'll be time for that. And now we'll do the blessing of the mala. Put the mala on the palm of your left hand. We visualize that in our two hands. In our left hand, there's a lotus flower, a 5-petaled lotus flower, on which is a moon disk and a white around which there are the Sanskrit vowels a, I, etc. On our right hand, on top, there's a blue Vajra. There's a sun disk on top of which there's the Hum, and the consonants, the Sanskrit consonants, kakaka, etc. So we have the mantra. On top of the mala, there is there's Om, Ah, Hum, and Sum on top of the mala. We purify any kind of interference that can be found in the mala. Our mala dissolves into emptiness, and from the sphere of emptiness, the string of the mala appears, which is in its essence the Vajrasattva and the 8 bodhisattvas, and every bead of the mala is an arhat, the one who has realized the correct view of reality and gotten out of samsara. And the last part of the mala that unites the sides, this represents the physical body of the Buddha, Rupakaya. The part below is the Rupakaya, and the part above is the Dharmakaya, the non-physical part of the Buddha. So the mala has the aspect of a mala, but its essence is inseparable from sacred being. So the string represents the union of method and wisdom, and the love and wisdom of the 8 bodhisattvas, and each bead there represents they are a perfectly enlightened being, the arhats, and then the final part of the mala is the Buddha himself. Repeat after me.
Mahagyanam Sarva Buddha Maya Bhave Ta Hum 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 Ho 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 Akam Svoha Omo Pade Pade Mahagyanam Sarva Buddha Maya Bhaveta Hung 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 Ho 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 Akam Swaha Omo Pade Pade Mahagyanam Sarva Buddha Maya Bhaveta Hung 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 Ho 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 Akam Swaha Rangi Tuge Tamile Vesetrebe Sange Chanse Tamcheki Kusum Tuki China Tamche Ali Kaliki Number Chendrante Rangi Lakpa La Tim Lakpa Ni Tapshe Gi Jorwe Somne Yige Nam Duti Gyumba Be Tenwala Timbe Meba Dreme Ngagi Hadap Dalla Silaba Tam
From the syllable tam at our heart, light rays emanate and go to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, asking for their blessing of speech. And the blessings of the speech of every Buddha that manifests manifests as the vowels and the consonants, and the blessings of these vowels absorb into the vowels in the left hand, and the consonants absorb into the consonants in the right hand. We have the moon and the sun, the moon in the left hand and the sun in the right hand. The vowels in the left hand represent the correct view of reality and wisdom, and the consonants in the right hand in the sun represents the masculine energy, bodhicitta, and love and compassion. A, A, I, I, O.
Papa Papa Mayara Lawa Shaka Sahashka Soha.
We unite the two hands with our mala, the vowels and the consonants absorb into the mala that becomes inseparable from the energy and the blessings of the sacred energy. During the sessions, we can also bless the mala, and we can use the tara. We can use the mantra of tara instead of using this longer mantra during the sessions. So we imagine that same visualization where we have method and wisdom. We have the moon and the sun, the vowels and the consonants, and the blessings of the sacred beings, the Buddhas. They absorb into the vowels, the consonants, these two energies, feminine and masculine energy, method and wisdom, and into the actual mala. So at our heart there is the syllable tam, and the mantra surrounds it, and these emanating lights that go to all sentient beings, bringing peace and well-being.
Om tare tu tare tu re svoha, 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 om tare tu tare tu re som tare tu tare tu re som tare tu tare tu re som. so omotare tuttare ture swaha. Om Padma Sattva Samaya Manubalaya Padma Savda Deno Parira Omo Aryatare Sapariware Argam Padyen Pushbe Dube Aloke Gende Nividye Shavta Pratisha Omo Aryatare Sapariware Omo Ahum Hadan Lami Chupenge Shabge Pemola Dute Pomba Kule Drunzema Droma Yumla Chautse La Offerta della Torah.
The Torma offering.
Omo Benzamrita Kundali Anana Hompe Omo Sobawa Shuddha Sarva Dharma Sobawa Shuddha Tomba Nito Gyuro Tombe Ale Ala Yamle Lon Ramle Me Ale Yeshegi Kabala Yanshinga Chewa Nandu Shanga Dutsinga Shuwalej Yeshegi Dutsi Gyatso Chembro Gyur Omo Ahung Omo Ahung Rangi tuge sabenge vesrege jetsumala sangedang jancho sembe tsoge korwara chen ranja dorje vesrege bugu drante solwar kyur Omo aryatare sapare ware yidambalinta kaka kahi kahi Omo aryatare sapare ware yidambalinta kaka kahi kahi Omo aryatare sapare wa yidambalinta kaka kahi kahi Omo aryatare sapare ware argampa dien pushbe dube aloke gende nevidye shabda pratishtha Korvale troloyatare Maya tuttarai jigetro namle drol mayumla chatselo korvale drol tare matuta rai jigetro ture nawa namle drol mayumla chatselo pagina 88
Page 88.
Tema toge tsera kundu yang lada mi dewa chotomne tamche kemba drubra cheba la parche denge rimda nela so tumi chiwra gyurwa natso da mila ngenda tsema ngemba da jikpa geso nyewara tsewa nam tu shishi mewara zedo so jikden leni debayi trashi dele punson tsonana peshin gebe tuna malupa Beme lungi drubra zedu so drubla tsumshi tamcho pewa dam takto kyodru shilto tongwa dam tongni tundo jansen rimboche yarngo dadra peshin gebra zo gyawe kilkora sanshin gawa ter pemo tamba shindo zeleke nangwa taye gyalwe ngosumto Lunde payan dagi tertobisho kenam chuchin sowa tapetu daso kanto nebe sachoter nedan ulpon tapsosh chedan trashi pewar zedu so chedan trashi pelwar zedu so attraverso il potere della
through the power of my praising and requesting you in all directions where I and others live. May all sicknesses, spirits, poverty, wars, and conflicts be pacified, and may the Dharma and all auspiciousness increase. Page 99. 92.
Drowa chikyang malupa te sala köparasho namda yingi tsimbro la pe la tsempe ku goncho te de sogi nam kara ge we tek cho ge we she tse ni dempe jesu tsimparasho te yi chin le si pe pun so la shen lo nge chun rak po gyu kul te mun chu chan chu cho tu sem ke ne jin ru du shi che pe tso wara sho te tse tsen den dor che lu bun le tu mo min be lu ki tu nam da wan shi rang gyo lek mi ne tam tse dom pa mik shin sung war sho len ke de chen drup ke tap ke pul salam la mal hai nel jor cho su shi nyam su tar we rang ge gyu chin lam ngo dru char ge tsim par sho Drupshi chötö lüki gomde tarasönte salani me benel joragi shi sole so nyerdro lundru sho ma chö dorce lüki potranche sa sum kor lo shi ye gekselne trube pe mo gawa yong kilte tam ye gong pe ching sel war sho te tra ten wo tri shun ka jor tu sho ne tim ta se kor je shi so gong pe tong shi dram pe we se le nang to chi tere ti le u ne Barza kajro lungi trokulte ribon chengi chashe shuwe gyum Varasho rimgi baba gawa shi tongdang jorwe de ton yeshe ngong gyurusho Ninto gentu churwe tsanang kun le kan tsam pe chi sarab chi shin kun de chu gi lu kun yun kya pe len ke de we ga tun bar war sho te se tsa lun tig le ne nam la nu ba nyen shin nga dra ki me po nye lam sa tsu shin tem pa yi dorje changwa tse dir to parasho shen yang ja lu ku dru pa dang gyurlam po we takshin dro we ta pardone kalong tab ke che pe nam tar chin sho dorna teng ne chan chu ning pe par chom den je tsun dre me je song te salam dre pe gek me tar chin ne song chu ku shi ko pan nyur tob sho me chon se che gya we chin lab dang Tendre luwa me pe den badam dagi la san dag pe tu dobgi nam da mun pe ne kon sho om pe masato samaya manu balaya sarva siddhi me prayesan sarva karma sutta me siddham shriyan kurung ha 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 ho bhagavan sarva tadagata pe nama me muda pe nama samaya sattva ahum pe om padma sattva samaya manupalaya padma sattva tena parita dito me bhava sutta me bhava sarva siddhi me prayesan sarva karma sutta me siddham shriyan kurung bhava sarva tadagata padma me muda pe nama samaya sattva ahum pe om padma sattva samaya Kanyang damo loyini giba dani gitse kan tekun gombo sabra tsu lakpa dani chepa dan choke yen la nyamba dam dagi jinge chichi pa teyang sabra tse do so dala ngodro chotso la tinzin kungi drebu tsu simche kun la chido pa ngodro la na me pra tse do so Omo benza mo yeshe parang shingi ne su she tamze pa dala tim pare kyu. Le cinque tare dei
The 5 taras and the 5 chakras absorb into the blue tara at the heart. Our body gradually dissolves into light and dissolves into the blue tara at our heart. The blue tara gradually dissolves into light and then dissolves into the mantra garland. Then that mantra garland dissolves into the tam syllable. Then syllable tam gradually dissolves into light, gradually dissolving into emptiness.
kanda chu tamche la pe lar gyur ne tamche vedu shune chugi simche nama lar sewa la tim tena vedu shune rang la tim kolo ngai lana kya nyinge tsomo la tim raya to mene vedu shune nyinge lar la vedu shune ngare la tim te tamye la tim te hong la tim hongge shabge onyi ha la ha go la te datse la te tigle la te nada la te chetra chetra ming ming par kyu
In an instant, I rise like Aryatara with one face and 2 arms. At my crown is a white Om, at my throat a red A, and my heart a blue Hum. Auspicious verses, page 104.
Nyurkyoba ma chöge wangchu tempe ngo drubuso tsagyo la ma yidam sangye ge gele pun son so petra shisho chopon ge tri nyingpo gyu de shi ke prange son tarto jet rimni cho so lung to tam chöge shi shun pa wo dang pa me wan ju lu de tam pe che chong zam zin pa yin che gen Dorna gyal kun to che ter cheng me karge wang po ngo shal sik shin song ge du tse ge shin je tsung we ge le Chetsu lame kutse rapten chi nam karatin le chokchur ge padang losan tempe drume sasum ge drove munse tatu ne gyur chi kewa kunto yanda lama dam drame chuki pela longchu chi sadan lamge yunten rabzo ne Dorje change kopa nyur tobe sho nimo dele tsendele nime kunyan dele kshin kuncho sumke chinge lop kuncho sumke ngodrubo tsol kuncho sumke trashi sho Terwe tercencere Dime kempe Wang po jampe liang Du pong malu Chom tse sangwe Kepe tsu gen tsong kapa Lop san trak pe shabla asolwande. Adesso
Now, at the beginning and the end of every session, we make 3 prostrations, and we do this until the very last.